Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Mujer De Exito, Unbounded, Woman of Success Without Limits. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidas al podcast de Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. Yo soy Marti Ángel, su anfitriona. I am Marti Angel, your host for this episode. Now let's go ahead and let's begin this episode. If you're listening to me or watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, gracias. And remember to hit the bell and hit the subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. And if you're listening to me on wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, make sure that you actually reach out to me on social media at MartiAngel_ELC. Send me a DM and I will send you a free gift. Welcome, everybody. So let's get started with what we are doing today. Today is an empowering day. Today we are empowering the Mujer Preneur. I want to cover what is the Mujer Preneur. Mujerpreneur is a woman entrepreneur. And all I did is because this is a bilingual podcast, is that I married the two, right? And so it's Spanglish, it's Mujerpreneur, right? Somebody asked me that, and I wanted to go ahead and clarify it. But today we're empowering you, the Mujerpreneur, with 3 keys to success. And we're really making it a bilingual one, so a Spanglish one, whatever. Hola, amigas chulas. Let's get started with today's episode. Now, today's episode is one of 2. I'm always giving tips and tricks to make your success even better. But today, hola, hoy vamos a deep dive into 3 essential tips tailored for you, the Mujerpreneur out there. And I know that there's a lot of you guys that are thinking, oh my gosh, I got a message the other day. Somebody said it's not long enough. But you know what? I have what's called the Drive Time podcast. So 30 minutes tops, 20 to 30 minutes, maybe 40 on a long day. But it's all basically truly just about you, just about helping you and giving you the tips you need during your time. Because being a Mujerpreneur myself, I totally understand and I totally know that time is a valuable and very highly sought after commodity. So that's why it is Drive Time. And whether you're just starting out or looking to elevate your negocio, these insights are for you. Mujeres, estos son para ustedes. So let's go ahead. Let's embark on this journey that we're taking. Remember, it's a 2-part. You're going to listen to it this week and then the second part next week. So let's embark on this journey juntas. Are you ready? Take out your notes so you can take some good notes. And if not, make sure you save this so that you can hear it or you can watch it again. Remember, if you're hearing me on the podcast, wherever, on the Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you're listening, donde quiera que estás escuchando, you can always come back to the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, and everything you need is there. And you can watch me too. Some people like to watch, and I am here. So as you know, the other thing that is funny about me is that I love hats. So I record with different hats on all the time. So anyway, tip number 1. Know your worth. Know your valor. Worth is valor. Every Mujerpreneur, every one of you, especially if you're from Mexico, should recognize your unique worth. In the vast world of business, understanding your skills y tu experiencia is paramount. It's not just about knowing what you offer, but mujeres hermosas, chulas. It's also about understanding the unique value proposition that sets you apart. So, for example, I am a former formal educator, college professor, school principal. And here's what I knew when I was asked that, what sets you apart from everybody else, when I was interviewing and beat out 71 other applicants in order to gain the prestigious award of becoming a school principal, which by the way is actually running a business. So I was running a business, the business of running a school. So era muy importante que yo hiciera y les dijera qué es lo que me hace especial. So the fact that I was bilingual and that I knew who I was going to be working with, right? So I had 85% Hispanics, and the rest of it was a blend and a mix of everything else. So I knew, and of those Hispanics, 72% of those 85%ers were bilingual, Spanish, English, right? Even though they were Hispanic, some of them didn't speak Spanish, and that's okay. That's okay. But knowing and understanding my unique value proposition was that I was bilingual, that I had been brought up in la cultura, that I totally understood where these people came from, because I'm a first generation. My parents came across the border illegally for a while, were thrown back, worked as maids and whatever they could get their hands on, fields and things like that. And, I know what it's like to be a first generation. So that is my value proposition, is that I'm bilingual. I know the cultura. I have been living the cultura. So anything that you can think of is your value proposition. And that, my friends, is what you have to get a hold of. And that's what sets you apart. Don't underestimate your abilities, even if you think they're not good enough. Never underestimate your abilities. Nunca, 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 nunca pongas abajo tus habilidades. Tus habilidades son tu fuerte. So when you're on this journey that you've undertaken to build your business, to bring your service to the world, don't ever underestimate your abilities. When you can truly understand your worth, you can set fair prices. You can negotiate better deals. You can attract clients who genuinely need value and absolutely want el trabajo, el negocio, el producto, el servicio que tú ofreces. Very much. Whatever it is you offer, when you know your value proposition, you don't have to, squander anything else that you do, and you will be more successful by honoring your worth. I remember, and now here's story time. I remember a Mujer Preneur from Guadalajara who doubted her worth. She came into my coaching group, and we, when she first started in my coaching group, I love to start my coaching groups, by the way, taking a side note, are never bigger than 20 people. I do not like being in a group and getting lost. I've been in many coaching groups myself. And when there's too many people in the coaching group, yes, you gain value from other people, but you can never really get to the person that you really want to talk to, which is the leader, which makes it really important. It's kind of like if you signed up for my algebra class, but I had a student teacher in there teaching because there were too many students, then you'd be upset. Well, so that's why I keep my group coaching to 20 people or less, right? So this mujerpreneur was so excited about being in a small group because she knew she could get better, she could get more personalized attention and better rapport with me and the other people. So she was offering artesanal productos, right? Handcrafted with love, and they were beautiful. And los hacía con dedicación, con pasión, con amor. But because she undervalued what she did, she struggled to make ends meet. And so she joined our group, and after attending a few workshops with us and truly understanding her valor, she revamped her business. And she revamped her business model to adjust her prices. And soon she saw a significant increase in her profits. Now, here's the caveat. When you up your prices, do not second guess it. Bendición and gratefulness, it's important for you to value. I know I've been there. I've been there thinking, oh my gosh, people are saying that money's tight and things like that. And then I was offering my services for really cheap compared to my counterpart who was $1,000, actually $1,500 more than I was charging. And so, like, this woman, she adjusted her prices and I adjusted mine, and soon we saw significant increases in both her profits and my profits. So I've been there, right? You need to make sure that you know your worth. Por favor, encuentra lo que está dentro de ti, encuentra tu valor. Tú tienes valor. Tip number 2. And this one is important. When you want to grow, you have to attend networking events. Networking and conexiones and making community es clave. It's key. Clave is key, right? And in the world of business, entrepreneurship, who you know can sometimes be as important as what you know. Even in the corporate world, even in the educational realm, it's about who you know. So you've got to seek out local and online events, workshops, and seminars where you can connect with other mujerpreneurs or other people who understand your trials and tribulations, ¿verdad? So you must connect, right? Because that's going to take you from here, from where you are, to where you want to go, right? Now, there are a lot of local events, and now that we're post-COVID, it is important for you to understand that in many cities across the globe, and especialmente in Mexico, there are business fairs, there are expos, and there are networking events where you can make valuable conexiones. Las conexiones, haciendo conexiones. Inculcando comunidad, ¿verdad? Muy importante, very important. Always carry your business cards, your tarjetas, and be ready to introduce yourself, and be ready, most importantly, to be genuine in your interactions. Now, I don't have a paper business card anymore. I'm a tricky one because I believe in recycling and not killing too many trees. I try my best to make sure that every month I add a new green tree, a new green bush, a new something. I plant it, right? Because I believe in giving back to the atmosphere, to the community. So I want you to remember, when you actually are ready to introduce yourself, and there are many ways. You can have a digital business card. You can do, those scanners, a scanner card. You can do a lot of things so that you can actually always be prepared and be genuine in your interactions. And the reason I like my digital business cards, because it's always on my phone, because inevitably I'll be running out the door and I forgot the business card, and it's like, ay, 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 ay. So I just decided to build myself a digital one. So if you want to know how to do one, I am, when you come into the group, you come into the coaching group, I teach you all that stuff. We're also learning ChatGPT in there. Anyway, story time. Let me tell you about. I met a Mujer Preneur at a networking event in La Ciudad de Mexico. Yeah. She was hesitant, staying in the shadows, watching others make conexiones, and I approached her and we began to chat. We started talking. Fast forward to today, she's one of my closest business partners. The lesson, la lección, never underestimate the power of a simple conversation. Whether that conversation is in a chat, whether that conversation is on the phone, whether you're on Clubhouse and now it's voice chat, whatever it is, never underestimate the power of a simple conversation. You don't know what you don't know, right? Nunca sabes, nunca, por favor, quiero que vayas a lugares donde haces conexiones y cosas así, porque nunca sabes qué es lo que va a salir de esa conversación, ¿verdad? So it's really important, sumamente importante que entiendas que networking es muy importante para el éxito de tu negocio. ¿Cómo vas a ayudar a otras si no hablas? Acuérdate, como decía mi papá, nadie te va a escuchar. Dios ayuda a los que hablan. Y si no hablas, ¿cómo te va a ayudar Dios? So that's really, really key. So what does that mean? That means that, if you don't speak up, God ain't going to hear you, right? That's basically the truth. Dad used to tell me, speak up. I was always a shy little kid, and they would say, speak up. Dios no te puede ayudar si no hablas. God can't help you if you don't speak up, right? So I want you to think about that. Are you the quiet one who just goes and just looks? Or are you the one that just goes and, and talks and doesn't really listen? Who are you? Who are you? Capitalize on who you are by knowing who you are, right? All right. Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is always learn the business world is dynamic and always evolving. Siempre entiende y aprende que el mundo de negocios es dinámico y siempre evolucionando, right? So you're always knowing that business, the world of business, is constantly changing, right? And in order for you to stay ahead, in order for you to be who you want to be and find the success that you want to find, you want to make sure that you have what we call self-development continually. Continuously learning is crucial. So you want to attend workshops, webinars, take cursos. Right now I'm doing another course on ChatGPT. Have I taught about ChatGPT? Yes. But really writing prompts is where it's at. So that is a skill that I'm learning to share with my coaching group, right? And also my networking group, my network marketing group, right? So I have a business of podcasting, the business of coaching, and my network marketing. Now I coach my network marketing group for free. The other one, the one where you're not in my network marketing group, but you are, paying for group coaching, that's different, right? So read books, articles, and stay updated with the industry. Tienes que leer libros, artículos, tienes que ir a cursos, a webinars, para que siempre tengas las noticias, para que estés al tanto. Siempre estando al tanto es sumamente importante para tu éxito. Always being updated and current is critically important to the growth of your business and the growth of your success. There are countless, numerous resources available, both online and offline, for you, the mujerpreneur, who loves to share. And even if you don't love to share, let's say you're an introvert, it's still important that you can stay online and keep yourself fresh. Keep your learning fresh. You've got to invest in your education. Investing in your negocio's future, critically important. Siempre tienes que invertir en el futuro de tu negocio y en el aprendizaje de ti misma para que mandes tu negocio adelante, ¿verdad? So, a few years ago, unos años atrás, I met a mujerpreneur who believed that she knew everything there was to know about her industry. Have you ever met anybody like that? They speak like they know I know this and I know that, and it should be like this and it should be like that. And those people are like, they speak like they're experts, but you know inside of you that they're not. But anyway, so this woman, she resisted change and scoffed at new, when I would ask her, she would scoff at the new methodologies. Anything that I brought up, unfortunately, was not good enough. She knew better. She knew more. She was one of those that you never could understand. Unfortunately, because of who she was and how she came across, her negocio suffered. And on the flip side, here's the other deal. On the flip side, another entrepreneur from the same industry embraced change. She took an online course and adapted it, and today her business is thriving. The difference is a willingness to learn. La diferencia en el éxito y en el no éxito para tu negocio, tu producto, tu servicio, es qué tanto te gustaría o qué tanto estás lista para aprender, ¿verdad? Porque a veces decimos, ay, ahorita no, ay, ahorita no, hoy ahorita no, y ese ahorita no te va a hacer que te quedes atrás, right? So we want to make sure that you are not staying behind simply because of the reason that you don't believe that investing in yourself is critically important. And it is critically important. Mujeres chulas, hermosas. I know, because there was a time when I was running my network marketing business and I thought I knew everything, right? There was no reason for me to go to convention. There was no reason for me to go to a training. There was no reason, right? And so what ended up happening is at that point in time, my network marketing business was a hobby because I was making hobby money. When I started to learn more and I started to be more open and have that growth mindset, my business grew to actually making more money through my network marketing business than I was making as a college professor because I was doing it simultaneously. So sometimes we have to bite our tongue, get out there, because remember the saying is, you've got to pay to play. And when you pay to play, you're going to learn more, right? You're going to learn more. You've got skin in the game, baby. You got some skin in the game. Now, I'm not talking outrageous prices, but you've got skin in the game when you know, cuando sabes, that you want to get ahead, right? So that's critically important. Now, that's all for today. 3 easy tips that you can write down. So, amigas chulas hermosas, I genuinely hope that these 3 tips that I talked about today and the little stories I told inspire you and provide you with the tools you need to grow and thrive. Maybe I planted some seeds because you want to thrive and you want to grow your negocio. You don't just want it to be stagnant. Remember, every step you take, every challenge you overcome brings you closer to your dreams. So I want you to tune into the next episodio for more insights. And as well, I am now taking names for guests to come on. Now, why should you come on my podcast with me? Number one, it's free advertising. For a while, I know that there are some people charging big money out there for you to be able to be on their podcast. I'm not charging just yet. But I would love to have you, if you have a story to tell, that you've gone from surviving to thriving, and you think that somebody can benefit from your story, reach out to me. I would love to have you. So, adios for now. I want you to remember to keep shining and remember that I'm so incredibly grateful, chulas, hermosas, y chingonas, for tuning in to another episode of Mujer De Exito Unbounded. Today we had an amazing journey diving into the 3 tips that are going to help you master your business so that you can master success. And as we wrap up this episodio, right, this episode, quiero recordarles, I want to remind you that being a Mujer de Exito, Unbounded, is more than a title. It's a lifestyle, mujeres. It's a lifestyle. It's about rompiendo barreras, breaking boundaries, destruyendo techos de cristal, shattering glass ceilings, and embracing the unbounded poder, which is the power that each of you, mujeres hermosas, carries within you. A todas mis mujerpreneurs y futuras emprendedoras and future entrepreneurs out there, nunca, 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 that means never, ever, ever, olviden que tu voz matters. Your voice matters. Tus sueños, your dreams are valid, no matter what people think, right? They're valid. Your dreams are valid. And your potential is ilimitado. It is limitless. I want you to remember that. Your potential is limitless. So I want you to think about this. Don't just aspire to reach for the stars, right? I don't want you to aspire to reach for the stars. I want you to be a star. You need to know that you are a star. Tú eres una estrella. No levantes la mano y trates de colgarte de las estrellas o bajar las estrellas a ti. No, tú tienes que saber que tú puedes ser una estrella. Tú eres una estrella. So, if today's episode resonated with you, I would be so incredibly grateful, agradecida, if you could share this podcast con tus amigas, tu familia, o cualquier que pudiera beneficiarse de este episodio. With your friends, your family, share it. Anybody who can benefit also. If you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, once again, remember to hit that subscribe bell so you never miss an episode. And if you are listening to me on the audio, make sure you give me a 5-star rating and reach out to me for your free gift. Y acuérdate, dejar una reseña, leave a review. Your support, amigas hermosas chulas, helps me reach more people, more mujerpreneurs, and create more impacto make a bigger impact. So please remember to leave me a 5-star review. Quédense sintonizadas. Stay tuned. Quédense sintonizadas. Stay tuned for our next episode, which will drop next week, where we will be explorando a little bit more about how to make your business more successful. Créanme, trust me, it's something you don't want to miss. So as always, remember, hasta entonces, until then, this is your host, soy tu anfitriona, Marti Angel, the Empowering Latina Coach, saying adios, but not goodbye. Remember, ustedes son chulas, ustedes son hermosas, ustedes son chingonas, and above all, you are Mujer De Exito, Unbounded. Gracias por estar aquí. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.